freedom, equality, and justice. These concepts may have fallen from the lips of many leaders throughout history, but there was only one name that turned these idealistic words into reality.
I, Nelson Mandela, do hereby swear to be faithful to the Republic of South Africa.
Nelson Mandela. The story of this man who emerged from the dark ages of South Africa like a light that shone around the world is one of the most profound and impressive legends of human history. Mandela's life shines like a jewel of courage, determination, and sacrifice. Now, get ready to discover this extraordinary man's life journey, a star-studded epic. Nelson Mandela's youth years. Born on July 18, 1918 in Mvizo, a historic village on the coast of South Africa, Nelson Mandela opened the first pages of an extraordinary story written by fate. Born into the Thembu royal family, Mandela began to confront the brutal injustices of the apartheid regime from a young age. From the quiet village of Mvizo, witnessing society's deep wounds, this young man took the first steps that shaped his worldview and struggle. Mandela's educational journey fueled not only his intellectual knowledge but also his deep desire for social justice. When he began studying law at the University of Fort Hare, he was exposed to academic knowledge and the turbulent socio-political environment of his country. During his university years, Mandela encountered the traces of discrimination and inequality brought about by apartheid, and in the face of these deep traumas, he decided to become not only an observer but also an activist. Mandela's teenage years were the years in which the seeds were sown for a great transformation that affected not only the fate of an individual but also that of an entire nation. These years fueled his inner resistance and unwavering determination for social change. The steps he took on the path of education laid the foundations for his future struggle and history-making adventure. Nelson Mandela's story was the beginning of a quiet revolution that heralded the birth of a leader from a village boy who influenced the whole world. Political struggle and imprisonment. In 1944, the young Mandela stepped onto the stage of history and became actively involved in the political arena with the African National Congress. This was the beginning of a great battle for the freedom of an entire nation, not just a personal struggle. This journey to confront the injustices of apartheid brought him to the forefront. However, these courageous steps came at a heavy price. In 1962, Mandela's struggle for freedom and equality was recognized by the state and he was arrested. The life imprisonment sentence handed down by the Rivonia court in 1964 was intended to darken the hopes of not just one man but of an entire people for a quarter of a century. For 27 years, Mandela was held in various prisons, including the notoriously gloomy cells of Robben Island. These long years symbolized great resistance and determination, not only physically but also spiritually. Every day in prison, Mandela's resistance and determination brought hope and courage to all parts of South Africa. His perseverance during these difficult years resonated not only in his country but all over the world, and his legendary struggle became a global symbol of resistance. Mandela's years in prison were not only the epic of one man's struggle for freedom but also the epic of all humanity's quest for justice and equality. Release and presidency. The year 1990 was a turning point in the cycle of history. The release of Nelson Mandela was an event that changed the destiny not only of South Africa but of the whole world. When Mandela regained his freedom after many years of imprisonment, he became a spokesman for peace and reconciliation instead of hatred and anger. His approach, full of profound wisdom, became a beacon of hope and a symbol of rebirth for many. The year 1994 signaled South Africa's transition from a dark past to a bright future. The year was marked by the country's first democratic elections, with Nelson Mandela ascending to the presidency. This historic election was a major step forward in the quest for justice and equality not only for the people but for all humanity. Mandela's presidency was a crowning achievement in his endeavor to bring together a complex mosaic and clean up the legacy of apartheid. During this period, Mandela brought to light the traumas of the past and led the reconstruction of his country through bold initiatives such as the Reconciliation Commission. This commission revealed not only the pain of the past but also the hope for the future. Mandela's presidency is the story of a great struggle to heal the nation's deep wounds, to bring together different sectors of society, and to be reborn as a whole. Mandela was not just a president, but a symbol of the rebirth of an entire nation, and his legacy continues to be an ever-deepening source of inspiration. The legacy and death of Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela's legacy shines like a light from the depths of South Africa, shining across the world. When he passed away in 2013, his life and struggle were remembered as an unforgettable legend written in the golden pages of human history. Mandela's death was not only the end of an individual, but also the end of an era, and an echo of his legacy that has traveled the world. Mandela's struggle for freedom and equality shaped not only the destiny of a nation but also the hopes of all humanity. His life, like a shining star in dark times, gave courage and inspiration to the whole world. Each step and each struggle of his resonated not only in the hearts of South Africa but also in the hearts of the entire planet. Mandela became a symbol of hope and change. His life wrote the legend of the common struggle of those who pursue freedom and equality. Mandela's legacy lives on as more than just a historical figure, but as a source of inspiration that transcends time. His fight for justice and equality shed light on the dark corners of history and gave hope in the most difficult moments of humanity. Mandela's life will remain alive in the memories as an epic of the courage and perseverance of not only one man but an entire era. His legacy will continue to be a symbol of the common struggle and hopes of all humanity as a source of inspiration that deepens with time. Nelson Mandela's life stands before us as a living example of how one man's determination can bring about great change. His story is a legend that shows that not only a nation, but all of humanity can fight for hope and change even in the darkest times. Mandela's life is concrete proof of how great transformations can be realized with courage and determination, beyond difficulties and obstacles. Now, inspired by Mandela's life, it is time to embrace your struggles and ideals. What steps will you take in this journey? We wonder how your future victories and struggles will be shaped. Share your thoughts and plans with us in the comments. If this video inspired you, don't forget to like and subscribe.